Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to show you the Taigun's instrument cluster. This would be the same for the Kushaq, the Slavia, and the Virtus as well. For the highline trims. Now for the top line or the top end variants, they come with the virtual display. So that'll have some different functions. But here I'll go over the analog instrument cluster. Okay, so this is basically what they call the maxi dot instrument cluster. It is basically known as the highline version of the instrument cluster. If you remember the older Polos, Ventos, Jettas from the 2009-10 period, they used to come with what is called as a low-line cluster with the red backlit display, which was more of a basic version of this instrument cluster. It used to have some lesser functions. The Polo facelift, which came later in the 2014-15 with the black backlit display, that was known as the midline instrument cluster. And the highline was basically reserved for the likes of the Jetta and the Octavia of that time. But now we have it in the Taigun and of course the Kushaq, the Virtus, Slavia. So I'll just take you through some of the functions of the instrument cluster. So basically what this does, if I open my door, so there it shows you which door is open. This works for the boot and the bonnet as well. So if I zoom in, so this is what the display shows you while the car is off, the date and the time. And at the bottom left corner, you can see the odometer reading. At the bottom right, you can see the trip meter. So these two readings, the odometer and the trip, are always there on the screen. Of course, if your car has a cruise control, then it will not show you your odometer reading on the bottom left. So let me start the car now. That's a startup graphic you get when you start the car. So this is a pretty informative display you have here. Now, one thing I would like to point out about the instrument cluster in these cars, if it's dark outside, the lights don't, the speedometer and odometer don't light up by themselves. They light up during the day, which is something I find odd. Now, apparently this is by design. This feature is given so that you are reminded to turn on your headlights. So I will turn on my headlights now. So as you can see, they're both lit up. And as you can see, there's no indication to tell me that my lights are lit up otherwise. So it's only with the lighting of the two dials which tells me that my lights are lit up during the night. I wish they had given automatic lighting for the instrument cluster, like throughout, irrespective of the ambient lighting. But anyways, coming to the dials themselves, you have the tachometer on the left hand side and the speedometer on the right hand side. At the bottom of the tacho, you can see my engine temperature gauge. At the bottom of the speedo, you have the fuel gauge. Now, I prefer this setup to the virtual display which they gave in the top end version of these cars. It looks very classy, very not outdated. It looks something that will age well. So here we have our my MID screen. This screen is basically controlled by the buttons on the steering wheel on the right. See, these two buttons are used to cycle through the various menus, and the up and down are used to go through various functions inside the menus. For example, now if I press the left button, so this will show you all the various menus such as vehicle status, phone if your phone is connected, audio, driving data. So basically I usually like to put on driving data. Now within driving data you have various information readouts like your current speed, your current fuel economy. Now I'm not moving, so it's showing me a 0. My average fuel economy since the start of my trip, my range on the amount of petrol I have in the car, my travel time since the start, the total distance I've driven since the start, my average speed, and back to the current speed. It also shows you the outside temperature. So you can see 32 degrees, pretty hot. So yeah, a pretty informative display I have here. So that's it. That's my review of the Taigun's MID. If you have any specific questions about it, please let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer them best I can. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.